Want to turn your daily steps into real PayPal cash? The WeWard app promises just that. And it even has Venus Williams on board as an investor. But does it actually pay, and is it worth your time? Let's find out. In case you don't know, my name is Michael and I've tested hundreds of different ways to make money, and getting paid just to walk is great, and more apps offer this, and I have also talked about methods like this before. But there are also a lot of really poor apps, but one that has gotten a lot of attention is WeWard, because Venus Williams is one of its investors, and I have personally seen a lot of ads from it also, so I decided to test it to find out what it really offers. In this WeWard app review, I will give you an inside look so you will know exactly how it works, how much you can really earn just by walking, and some important things you need to know before you start. Plus, I'll share my own experience to help you decide whether it's worth your time. So let's jump inside and find out if WeWard lives up to the hype. So just before I log into the app, let's start by going over who can join. And WeWard is an app, it's free to download, it's free to use, and you can use it both on iOS devices and Android devices. And it is available, if you go to the website, you can see it says currently, at the time of recording this video anyways, across 29 different countries. And it is used by more than 20 million walkers, so it has expanded quite a lot since it first started, of course, there. But is it actually really worth it? Let me now log in and then we'll take a closer look. I have now logged into WeWard, and it is quite easy to get started with. When you first join, it does take you through a small tutorial to introduce you to different things, and the main thing in here you need to be aware of is this step counter here, because when you sign up, you just connect it. You can, for example, just connect it to the step counter on your phone, and then it counts the steps here. And you can see it just counts here, and then you can see how much you can earn, and you can earn all the way up to 25 watts per day, but that will require a lot of steps, as you can also see. The only thing you need to do is then to just let it run. Whenever you have it with you, your phone with you, it will count the steps, whether you are out for a run or for a walk or whatever it is. And you can see it's quite early in the day, so I haven't really walked much, but it counts the steps here, and then it says 0 converted. So this is one thing you need to be aware of, that it doesn't just automatically convert your steps into watts or the coins or the points here, which is something that I would prefer. There are other get paid to walk apps that does that, so you don't have to remember this, because if you don't do it before it resets, which it does once a day, then you will actually lose it. You won't get paid for those steps. That aspect I'm not too crazy about. I know it's because they want you to come inside the app to use some of the other methods to earn in there also. You know, that's just my personal opinion. I think that it should be done automatically. I don't know what your opinion is. Please feel free to share in the comments below. But anyways, it is easy to convert. I would just need here to convert my steps, so I can do that, and then you can see, then it says here that milestone is reached, you know, and you can see how many coins you got and all these different things here, and the streak, if you do it days in a row, you get it. You can see there, congratulations, you have unlocked the flame, and all these different things. So it is very gamified, as you can see. It has a lot of entertaining things that keeps you engaged here, so that's of course quite nice. And let's just also try to claim this 3-day streak reward there and see, and that's just something that will then be displayed on my profile, so we can just discover that, and it usually takes you through a lot of different things. And then now the steps have been converted, but what I do like is that I can convert several times, so I don't have to just do it once a day. I can just keep walking now, and then I can come back later and convert the next steps there. So I do like that aspect of it, and that's the main way to earn here. But of course, it's also important to know what these watts are worth. But before going over that, let's talk about some other ways you can earn here. So when you scroll down, you can see there are different other ways you can earn. There are some free rewards, there's some win and spin, there's some games and some surveys you can use here also. Personally, I would say the games and the surveys, that's something that I prefer using specific survey apps or gaming apps for that, because they are kind of specialized in this. I know this is a way for them, of course, to try to earn more inside the app, and you can also earn more. My personal opinion is just that if I want to use surveys or games to earn, then I prefer just using other earning methods, other platforms that are specialized in that instead, because that gives a better experience in my personal opinion. Again, that's just my opinion. Maybe yours is different. But I will leave a link below to a list I have of my favorite survey apps, for example, and also get paid to play apps and websites. I have that on my website. I'll leave that below. So if that's the earning method you prefer, then you can check those out instead. But it does have many different ways to earn, and they also do have these We cards, for example. So they have these card collections where you can go on missions and find cards. Right now, I'm not going to start this here for privacy reasons because it will show my location, all these different things, but where you can actually walk around your local area and collect these different cards. So it can be quite entertaining, and it's all built around motivating you to move around. It's a little bit like chasing Pokemon here. You will just get these cards and you can then collect them. You can see the ones that you can buy here, of course, but you don't have to. You can also collect them, for example, by going on these missions to make sure you walk, take your phone with you so you can see where it is. You can claim them then when you see them. It also counts your steps, but then you can see all these collections that you can collect here, and you can get them. So that's another way, another little feature they have in here. Personally, I would not spend money on getting these cards, but again, we all have different opinions. And then they have this watch and spin, where you can actually watch an ad and then you can spin the wheel and win. So I'll just be back when this ad is over. So the ad now finally finished, and then I can spin the wheel here and I can win a reward, and we'll just see what I get here. And I got a couple of these cards I showed you can also get by completing these challenges there. So I can open the pack and then you can see what I get. We just have to wait there, and then I got a couple of these cards that will then be added to my collection. So that's also something you can do a few times a day. You can watch an ad there, and when you can see I have 2 spins available now. I believe it's 3 per day, at least that's what I have had available. But let's now talk about how much you can actually overall earn, and the value of these rewards you earn, and how you can get paid, because that's of course also very important to be aware of. So as you can see on this step counter here, I do like that it shows exactly when you have earned something, and you can earn up to 25 rewards, as you can see. For me, that would require 17,000 steps currently, but the system here is a little bit complicated. But on the website you can see they have a full article that describes more about it. They also say that it depends on your level, so you can also then increase this, so you can actually get to earn more than the 25 rewards. That is like the maximum for a start. That can then go all the way up to 88 rewards per day if you keep being active and all that. They describe all the details here. It's a little bit complicated, but overall the goal is to keep motivating you to move, to take steps, and the more you use the app, the more steps you take, the more you can potentially also earn. But how much are these rewards then worth? Let's take a look at that also and look into how you can get paid. So I have now jumped to the redeem section, and here are the payout methods, and this is also where we can then calculate the value of the points. But I cannot guarantee that these will be the exact same payout options available in all countries, because that can vary and it can also change from time to time. But it does offer PayPal, and that's something I do like, because there are not many of these get paid to move apps that I've come across that pays out directly via PayPal. So that is definitely great. The payout threshold is also something that can vary from what I've been able to find out. In some countries it seems like it's around 3,000 rewards you need to earn to get paid. For me, I need to earn 7,000 to get paid via PayPal. So for me it's quite high. That would give me the equivalent of around $30 or so. But if you have used it, or if you decide to use it, I would also love to hear how many rewards do you actually need to earn to get paid. So please share that in a comment below. But it also does offer, for example, that you can support charities, you can get some of these special offers there, you can participate in sweepstakes. There are other options. Personally, I think the most interesting is PayPal, but it can be a little bit hard to calculate the exact value of these wards there, because in fact there is no direct currency equivalent for a ward, because it depends on the country where you live, it depends on the partners, it depends on the number of users according to the FAQ section itself. So their goal, they say, is to offer you the best opportunities at the right times to keep motivating you, but they are not so focused on one ward being worth this and this, so that can also vary from country to country. But what I can say is that I would need to earn 7,000 wards, and I can earn currently 25 wards per day just by walking. Then of course I can use other options, but that's if we're just focusing on the main thing here is to earn by walking. So that would take me a long time to reach the payout threshold to get paid, in my case here, the equivalent of something like $30 or so. But again, this can vary depending on the reward you choose and the country you choose also. But overall, it definitely not a super effective way to earn, but that's also not the main advantage of WeWard in my opinion. But let's just talk about that now when we sum up everything. So to sum it all up, I think WeWard is an interesting app if you would like to get paid to walk or run, but it doesn't just have advantages. Of course, it has both pros and cons. I would say the advantage is that they have managed to make an app that is very motivating compared to many other fitness apps or get paid to move apps that I have tested, because the games are quite interesting. The way it works, the way it keeps you engaged is definitely well done in my opinion, but it is also a little bit complicated, and especially when it comes to the payout options, it's very hard to know exactly what you get for your steps. And it's very clear that the goal here is not to offer an effective way to earn, and you will in fact earn very ineffectively. So if your overall goal is just to earn extra money, then it's not a good option. The main advantage in my opinion is that it can be a fun way to keep motivated to move, and then you can earn a tiny bit extra at the same time. But as an earning method, it's definitely not very effective. Then there are other ways that are more effective. I do have a list on my website of the best overall reward apps, so I'll leave a link to that below so you can check that out. But as a way to get paid to move, it is one of the better options in my opinion, but there are also other alternatives you can consider. I also do have a list on my website of the best fitness apps that pays. I'll leave a link to that below so you can also check that out. But now at least you know what to expect, you know my opinion about it, and then you can decide for yourself whether it's the right opportunity for you or not. And I would love to hear what you think. Is this an app for you? Why not? I would love to hear that in a comment below, so please feel free to share your opinion there. And also, if the video helped you, make sure to hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you won't miss out next time I release a video with tips and tricks about different ways to make money online.